Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for F1 Manager 2023 as we continue our Alfa Romeo run here, starting with the worst team in this version of the game and trying to get them to the best team. And, yeah, first season was okay. Could have been better. I made a couple bad decisions, I'll admit that. But for the most part, not bad. I'm obviously very hopeful that this season will be even better than that. We haven't gotten any points yet, only one race in, but both our drivers are looking relatively solid. I think we get them a little bit of improvement, and I think they're going to be pretty good overall. I did, just for clarity, go back and rewatch the video from the end of last episode, and what I figured out is that we got the DHL pit stop money the moment the last race ended. Because I expected us to come out of that race at 9 mil. We came out of that race at 21 mil. Now, we didn't get a message that we had gotten all that until the end of December. So my mistake was assuming that we still had $12 million coming. And so I made some decisions about, facility buildings and things like that based on that idea that we still had that 12 million coming. Obviously, the fact that we already gotten it, I should have reevaluated that, saved a little bit more coming into this season. So we are starting the season with a little bit less money than I would like to, because I was anticipating that we were missing that money, and in fact we were not. So it was just me not understanding how the budget had been laid out. So it's fine. We will be fine, but we did get that money. Just to be very clear, it does look like that we did in fact get that money. I don't know why the message didn't come until like a couple weeks later, but it's fine. It's whatever. Looks like there was an issue with our wind tunnel, so it is a good thing that we did pause development for however long we needed to. But now that we are ready to go again, I will jump back in here. I'm actually going to start with the side pods. Oh, wait, it still says temporary shutdown. Okay. Can I fast forward one day? Because why is it not giving me the... All right, hopefully that pauses. Yes, maybe. There we go. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so we got 4 days until Saudi Arabia. Obviously, the side pods are not going to be done in time, no matter how many engineers we throw at it. So let's come back in here and reevaluate for the next race. So the next race will be Melbourne. 8 days before that would be... Now, we could get it done in time to get both, I guess, side pods, come to think of it. That would be 16 days. That means we need to get this done in 5 days. Which we could do like that, because I just want to make sure we have some engineers for the other stuff. I'm going to go with that. We'll see what this does for us. Let's look at the rear wing next, I guess. Although we have less control over that because we've only got 2 more spots available. 6 days. So before that would be 15 days. So if we just go down to 1 engineer, we will have this in time for Melbourne, which we're not going to have it in time for Jeddah no matter what we do. So this is fine. Save the engineers for put some other projects. All right, we'll come back up to here. Again, 14 days will be our target here. Almost get it in time. I'm sorry, 15 days actually might be okay. Might. Very strong word. Might be okay. We'll try. There's a slim chance that gets done in time, and then we still have 1 engineer to throw into the next design, which will be... Do we want to just go right back into an underfloor again? I mean, part of me wants to just do a blanket kind of design of everything again, like we've done before. But... I mean, the underfloor is just so good. Getting that locked out early and first might be just a better overall strategy. And then circling back around with these other ones as we can. And we're only designing 2, right? Last season we did 3 designs. So we're only going to do 2 designs. Do we do an intense? We did, right, because we did 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we were on our 4th design last season, right? Am I making that up? Actually, I'll be right back. All right, I had to confirm that I'm not just going crazy. So yeah, we did 3 total designs last season. So we did 2, I think, regular, and then 1 intense. Or did we do like regular, intense, regular? So something like that. I don't... So the thing with the intense stuff is it's not going to help the current part. It will help the future part, or the future research even. I think we skip on the intense for right now. I do think there's benefit of intense, and honestly, going forward, maybe next year, we do intense as the very first part, and then normal for the second part, something of that nature. But I think for right now, we're just going to skip on the intense stuff and come up with a different plan for that. We are about to get some more ATR hours. I think I'll save those for either the front wing or the rear wing, or just both. Kind of just do a spread around between the two of those. I think we're okay with doing another underfloor. This will be our last underfloor for this season, though. Like, this is it. I think it's going to be okay. We'll find out. Honestly, a little bit more. So the airflow sensitivity mostly helps with what? The dirty air tolerance, which, I mean, we can't completely ignore, but I still stand by the idea that dirty air tolerance is not near as useful if we don't already have something, right? So, something in the way of our car performance. I mean, I can see the argument for drag reduction boosts. But drag, I mean, it's just not really, honestly, the underfloor is really going to be is really here for the downforce overall. That's where it's going to get most of its benefit, I think. So, I mean, we really need the high speed downforce apparently, more than just about anything else. I mean, that might not be bad right there. Can we lower this one a little bit? Something like that, maybe? Maybe just a couple spots. I mean, I don't think we can get more than 2 spots in high speed, can we? Ah, we can get up to 4, in theory. Maybe we do something like that after all. Get a bunch in the high speed. Not really much in the low speed. I mean, the low speed is going to come from our front wing primarily, right? And other pieces, probably. Yeah, I think we go with something like this. Really just trying to... I mean, we're going to get more high speed from our rear wing, to be fair. But... which does kind of lead me to believe that maybe this should just be more of an even across the board. You know what? I am just going to make this an even across the board. Whatever currently even across the board means. This is just going to be even across the board. Okay, according to this, it's going to lower our high speed a smidge. Weird that that's how that's going to work out. But honestly, is getting 0.01 really going to matter? No, I think this is fine. Even across the board, even though it loses this ever so slightly, that's really such a microscopic amount that we're going to get a lot of that back from the rear wing. And we're getting a big boost to low speed and medium speed, which I think is going to be okay. And like I said, most of our high speed stuff's going to come from the rear wing. And we are getting a lot from that. So I think this is fine. Something along this line of thinking. Obviously we've only got one engineer. We're just going to do normal and go. I mean, this won't be done until not quite for Baku, but maybe if we can throw another engineer onto it after some of these other parts finish, then we can get it ready for Baku. All right. So manufacturing, have we done? I forget. We haven't finished anything else yet, right? Just to make sure I'm not crazy, because sometimes I am crazy. No, it's just the underfloor so far. We've only got the one spare underfloor at the moment, which I think is okay. Once we get the final one, we'll do 4 for those. But for now, I think the one spare is okay. Mastery getting some more adaptability, more reactions. Gotta love that. More smoothness for Theo. A couple points in defending. I love that. Ah, we even got a reaction point for BOTTAS here. It's not going to be long before Piastri passes BOTTAS, especially if BOTTAS continues to lose points now that he's a bit of an older gentleman. All right, race days coming up here. Obviously, we want to continue to focus on pit stop errors. Unless we start losing some points in pit stop time, which I don't think we will. So I think we are capped out on that. So pit stop errors, we're looking at tired there, so we can put a couple more pit stop drills in here. I don't think we can quite fit one more. We'll try, but I think I think that's going to put us weary. It does. All right, so that looks good. What about you? You are already weary, so we're going to have to back off at least a couple of these probably. Can we do one? No, just barely cannot. All right, that looks okay. And then, actually, let me confirm this for a second. I can't remember what the next race is after Australia here. Australia is, so the next race after, oh, it's a long time. So no, we can We can max them out to the end of the season, or end of the month, I should say. That is perfectly fine. All of this will go into pit stop drills, which I think will have us capped out here very soon. I think we're just gonna be focusing on car building after that, and then it's after that it's literally just maintain, right? Our pit crew is gonna have some nice rest time and just maintain the status quo, so to speak. Cool. Cumulative again. Looks okay. And we're at 0.81. 0.95 there if we do new tires or release. Which would I rather have? I mean, release is pretty low. New tires is... I mean, we're going to have... I mean, the new tires is pretty important. I mean, that's a big one. I think we'll do new tires first. We're still getting a couple points in release, but then we'll do release probably right after that. So, in fact, that's the only one that's left, really, at this point. I mean, I could start going with something more balanced, but I think this is actually okay. Cool. I'm happy with that. Confirm those changes. Haven't been doing scouting. I guess I should do scouting. I just have kind of like whatever. I guess we'll do some scouting. Kind of sticking with anybody that's 23 and under still. Not that we're going to change anybody right now, but I mean, I'd want Piastri to work out. And obviously I want Theo to work out as well, but we'll see. We'll do some scouting on Liam here. I guess we could also start scouting for some race engineers. Dennis, we'll scout Dennis for sure. I'd like to find Oliver. Where's Oliver? I mean, we'll scout Jack, because why not? There's Oliver. Yeah, definitely want to scout Oliver. He still can't race here, though. I would like to bring him in as soon as he can, though, because I think he's going to be a guy that we want. ATR starts today. That's fine. Design completed. Good stuff. We will go ahead and manufacture some of those. I'm going to get 3 of these ready to go. And what's next on our design hit list? I'm going to go ahead and just get the other side pods out of the way. Just be done with them, I guess. Yeah, why not? I'm not going to put hours into this side. What? Yeah, I'm not going to put hours in side pods. I think we're okay without hours. What I might do is put full hours into one of the remaining rear wing, into the rear wing or front wing, whichever one I decide to do. Hold on the last one, and then put the next month's hours into the other one. I think something like that will be better. All right, so side pods, again, we're going to definitely want the engine cooling to stay solid. Lower these for a second, and then we'll kind of change sliders how we feel it looks. We're getting a big chunk of spot. We haven't got the new side pods on yet, so this is a little bit misleading, obviously. Honestly, this is still a really good... I'm still okay with this part. We're getting a massive boost in engine cooling. Probably more than we need, honestly, once you factor in the other part. But no, I mean, this is fine. Well, no, I guess this is just... If we put this part on, ignore the other part entirely. I'm actually looking at this wrong. If we ignore the other part entirely, if we just put this one on, this is going to be this much of a boost. And I think this is a good boost. Again, top speed we're going to get back from other sources. So maxing these out, I mean, we're still getting a good chunk of cornering from this even. But honestly, that engine cooling is really good. No, this is good. I think I'm okay with this. But yes, part of me wants to do the intense stuff, but just no. We're going to stick with this for now. 35 days. 8 days to build. I mean, we're not going to get in time for Baku because we would need it for 28 days. I'm pretty sure we can't get it down to... No, not with, we only got 2 engineers. We'll go ahead and put both engineers we have into this and get started on it, and then we might move some stuff around as some of these other ones come back. Actually, yeah, that's fine, I think, still. We're about to get the rear wing here in a couple days. Front wing, yeah, those are both coming up. All right, guarantees. I don't think I'm feeling comfortable enough to guarantee both drivers just yet, but I do think I can feel comfortable enough to put a 13 in here. Small boost, not much, a little bit of money. We still got these rolling, so I'm okay with that. To the race weekend.
We're here in Jeddah.
Still only the one part so far on our cars. But we'll have more parts for the next race for sure. No rain or anything like that. That's good. All right, let me go take care of practice and qualifying, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back for the race. Qualifying did not go well at all. As you can see, we actually got... I'm sorry, that's practice. I was like, wait, that doesn't look right. We did get... Both of us got knocked out in Q1. Neither one of us made Q2. Not sure. It is what it is. Maybe other people have some parts that they got designed that they got to be able to put on already. Obviously, we had, what was it, the the wind tunnel issues, so that delayed us some parts that we were expecting to get out by now. So I'm not going to stress it too much just yet, but just kind of an interesting thing that happened. But here's the layout. Obviously, Red Bull number 1 and 2. Aston Martin are sandwiching Ferrari in the middle there. Mercedes, Alpine, Williams, McLaren. I mean, we're down here, but again, we've only got one new part on our car so far. So yeah. Now, one thing I'm very happy with the fact is that our engines are still good. Like, yes, our engines are slower than a lot of the other cars, probably, right? But theirs are going to start getting damaged. Theirs are just going to start getting those thresholds, and ours are going to be just as good for quite a bit longer. So that's a really, really cool thing. I'm glad we have those in place at the moment. I mean, we'll find out how glad I actually am by the time we get to the end of the season. If we get to the end of the season and find out that these engines just held us back too much, then, you know, so be it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with them. Let's get into our strategies. Oh, I need to check the pit stuff. Very quick pit stop, 19 seconds. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Definitely an extra pit stop here would be preferable. It's a closer difference between soft and mediums than it was at the last track. A little bit bigger difference between medium and hards than there is between soft and mediums. So if we can run soft mediums, that would be ideal. Apparently a second extra pit stop is not going to be suggested here. All right, something like that, maybe. Okay, what can we do on this one? Probably only push a little bit here. Maybe we can make this work. I mean, we have to like move things around a little bit, but it's definitely not looking as good. Yeah, it's not as good. This one's definitely better. Okay, let's go crazy then. What if we did do an extra pit stop? I can't imagine this would work, considering now that I'm seeing it. I thought it was going to be the idea, but now that I'm seeing it, let's see, I want this to be mediums, this to be our softs. And hopefully the idea here would be that we can just go crazy, pushing everything to the limit. I need to leave a little bit more cushion on that last lap, I think, because I'm assuming that this is not going to be fully... Well, actually, no. The fact that we didn't get into Q2 or Q3 might mean we actually do have 2 full softs available. All right, something like that. How does that compare? We're at 116. Oh, we're at 15 was what, a 23-second difference, and it's a 19-second pit stop. Okay, we're going to pit extra time, and we're going to count on the fact that our pit crew is super lightning fast and hope that this actually does work out for us. I don't know for sure, but we're going to try. Yep, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And then for you, we're actually going to do a little bit different strategy, I think, for you. We're going to start on mediums, and then we're going to add in 2 softs, I think. Just to kind of split you guys up a little bit. Even though I don't think we'll be having any issues, just to make sure we don't have any issues, we're going to split you up a little bit. Only 146, the best we can do. Apparently. All right, go with that. I thought we got a 145 or 115.45 on him, but we'll go with this. See what this does for us. Nothing else is going to change. We could consider adding a little bit more fuel. On certain tracks, it is beneficial, but this is going to add in 2 kilograms of fuel, which I don't think we want to add 2 kilograms of weight. So we're not going to do that. Some tracks where it adds like maybe a kilogram might be useful in some cases, but in this case, I don't think it is. I think in real life, what they do is they underfuel and they just run it as is. If I remember reading something correctly. Just to start off with less weight from the beginning. But we'll have to obviously pay a little bit more attention to the fuel this time around. I think this looks okay. I don't think there's anything we just need to do, but I guess not.
The drivers are lined up on the grid here.
I honestly have no idea. I don't think this is our race. I think we're going to... I mean, just based on how we did in qualifying, I just don't think this is a track for us.
And it's lights out, and away
But
we go.
I'm actually going to go ahead and I'll skip ahead. I'll bring you guys back if anything exciting happens. There's not really much to see here. So I'll bring you guys back when there is. Well, I said I'd bring you back if anything happened. We were pushing up too, man. We were pushing up through the ranks pretty quickly here with these soft tires that we had. And then this happened.
Let's have a look at that. Now this was on the straight. Barely any room to maneuver. And the contact between the cars, inevitable. A bitter blow too for more than one driver from the pack.
Well, there goes that. There goes that race. Oh, goodness.
Team glued.
We might be retired fully. Suspension, yeah, suspension is terminal. Gearbox is pretty bad. Engine's mostly okay. ERS is okay, but unfortunately we took that much damage to the gearbox. A lot of damage to a lot of things, though. Puncture in the tire. I mean, they're just... I'm assuming we're about to retire. And the Piastri's just too far out. He had an error in his pit stop, so I don't think there's any way he comes into this. Yep, there we go. We're just a retirement for BOTTAS, unfortunately. So... I mean, we'll play out these last couple laps here. Not... What?
Along the straight here. The cars jostling for position.
What?
The cars coming together right there.
Oh, red flag. I was like, why did Piastri just... I thought it said he was done. Like, I was like, what? I mean, obviously we're going to put on some softs here. Unfortunately, everybody's going to have softs here. Yeah, don't know. Don't know this is going to... I mean, I don't think there's anything that we can do here. Everybody's going to come out equal. So any advantage we might have had is gone.
Track is ready, and so are the drivers.
Although we weren't going to catch anybody with the pit stop error that we had. So this is our best chance to get back into this, I suppose. We're obviously going to be pushing here for sure. And we're just going to be running the tires till the end. So yeah, let's... Oh, not that. Let's go to full deploy. Let's go. We get anything here at the end here. Come on, go. He's very high. I mean, it would be nice to push a little bit more, but I don't know if I trust him to. Couple more laps. Oh, surprisingly, by the way, as you can see, I don't know if it's about to change because obviously I would expect it's about to change because these guys all just came out on fresh softs. Although the rubber is very low, so maybe that's going to take a factor. But for a moment right here, we do have the fastest lap. I can't imagine that's going to stay though. I think if we had finished the race, I don't think anybody was going to get a faster lap towards the end of the race here because everybody else had worn out tires. But now with everybody on fresh tires, I can't imagine there's any reason why somebody won't pass us on this. Although I kind of would expect that they would have gotten it by now. Maybe it's probably this lap. This is the second lap, so they probably, yeah, this is probably it right here. Yep. Just like that. Man, we had it too. And I think we had it locked in. But just because of the red flag, we lost it. That's unfortunate. I mean, Piastri's looking pretty good here, working his way through the pack. Don't know if he's got enough in him to get into points, but, you know, we'll still appreciate him getting a halfway decent performance here. And if you can't get past McLaren here, I don't think he's going to have a chance to get up there. Unfortunately, the other McLaren car is going to get points. So is Williams. So is Haas. I mean, we are dead last. We are the worst team right now, for sure. Actually, AlphaTauri might be technically behind us. I can't remember. But, again, we still only have one part, right, on our cars. I don't think we're going to be able to generate enough to push anything, so we're just going to go ahead and go back to neutral. Let him just kind of eke out what little bit he can. I don't know if it's worth the risk to be more aggressive with the overtaking. I'd rather just kind of get this finished and not damage any more parts than we have to. I mean, he's right on his tail. Just, no, I don't think there's enough race left for him to do anything here. We just don't have a fast enough car at the moment. We obviously, like I said, we're still missing part development. I'm assuming a lot of these other cars have gotten at least a couple parts on there. So, yeah, we're just missing some stuff. Plus, the whole point of our engines was to have an advantage once these other engines start to wear down a bit more. And they haven't really worn down that much. So I think a couple more races in will be potentially faster than they are. It's crazy that a Mercedes car is currently behind us. Last lap. Oh, we had a moment there, we could have gotten past him, but not quite. All right, well. Oh, he passed us at the end. Good for him. I mean, we just didn't have any DRS, or ERS, I should say, stored up. Maybe we should have tried to store some more up, but nah, that's all right. I mean, honestly, 15th. It's fine. Could have been 14th. Good move by him. Good move by Hamilton there at the end. Doesn't really matter since, again, no points. We're second to last. Williams does not have any points. Okay, I thought they were going to get points there. I guess they dropped down a little bit. But McLaren definitely picking up some points. Haas picking up some points. So looks like McLaren is our first competition. We got to get past them before we even think about Haas. Still getting the fastest pit stops, though. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to run away with this one pretty much the entire season. Fortunately, we did miss the guarantees across the board. That's a lot of money we just lost. Very unfortunate. It's all right. We'll keep pushing it, though, because we're right on the edge of those guarantees. And the first race, I thought we looked pretty good, to be honest. So, thought we had a chance there. All right. Hogger. Looking all right. Lawson looking pretty good. Fallows. Okay, several. Yeah, obviously, we knew several points would be destroyed. I mean, the gearbox is the thing I'm most concerned about. Although, gearbox is the cheapest of all of the powertrain parts. So, and we have the most of them, again. So, I'm not super, like, unhappy with that. That's the one that got destroyed compared to any of the others that could have. So it's okay, but we definitely have to replace some stuff. Thankfully, most of the ones that got damaged are the ones that we have not actually started building yet. Cool. All right, that all works. We are building the side pods already. Yes. Yes. Good. I don't think we had anything else ready yet, did we? Because the next ones will be the front wings to the rear wings, or the other underfloor. So yeah, no, we're still good. 11 days on Australian Grand Prix. Probably will get these done in time. At least one of them will get done in time for sure. So let's go ahead and skip ahead, and we'll get to that. There's a design on our rear wing. We definitely want to manufacture some rear wings. So we'll manufacture 3 of these right off the bat. We do have a new engineer, but I don't think we have anywhere to put him. So we'll just go and start a new project. And it will be a rear wing design with all the hours. Very minimal designs this season. It's really not going to get us caught up that much, is it? Man, yeah. But we can't do another design. We know we can. Well, okay, let's maybe rephrase that. We could do a 4th design. We just can't do an intense design. Maybe is the more specific way to put that. Yeah, we could probably do another design just normal. Because that would be significantly cheaper, right? Yeah, that might be the way to go then. Maybe I should be focusing more on dirty air tolerance. I don't know. I mean, I think we really want to focus those 2 up. Not worry about low speed. Focus on high speed, and then see where everything sits. And kind of tweak the numbers from here. I mean, honestly, this part right here is already an improvement across the board. While focusing on the things that I actually want to focus on. I mean, it's possible we could drop the DRS effectiveness a bit. Small nudge, not much. Still be first overall. I don't know, we'll just go with something like this. really focusing on that high speed. We'll get the low speed and medium from the front wing primarily, and the underfloor. Still struggling on the acceleration, but and obviously the top speed is just not going to be that good with the engine that we've got, I don't think. Yeah, so if we go intense, it's triple, right? Yeah, triple. So yeah, we would save a lot of money to go with normal. Maybe we do another round, but just less cost overall. All right, so we got the front wing coming here in just a moment. I mean, we'll definitely get one in right in time, but don't know if we'll get more than that. Problem is, it's a little scary. I mean, I guess if we only get 2 in, we will only put it on car 1, because we will want a backup here, because that is something we can change out in the race. But we will also go ahead and just get 4 of these total, and go from there, knowing that 2 of them will get done hopefully in time for race. I mean, it's so much, it's night and day having the extra factory slot. I mean, it's just 1 slot, but it's such a big difference. All right, we are going to be designing, we're not going to design the front wing. Well, okay. I did say we might do a 4th round, but now let's hold off just in case I change my mind. We're going to do one of the other ones because I want to do hours on the next front wing one. So it's going to either be suspension or chassis. I mean, chassis helps with engine cooling, which we are still a little bit further behind. I mean, that's not what we're going to focus on, but it does help with it. I mean, honestly, probably primarily airflow, and it's probably more primarily just drag reduction. You get some more medium speed and stuff. I mean, we're not getting the engine cooling from this, but I don't know if I want to drop it by that much. Probably leave that right down the middle. Maybe boost up the airflow. Actually really helping with high speed a lot. You know, if we drop air cooling all the way down, yeah, we lose a lot here, but we are going to get it back from the side pods, right? And this does boost us up a lot in this, you know, something in the acceleration department as well. Just feels like a lot. Maybe we just reduce this until... I mean, the only way to get 0 is to go all the way up, though. Let me go right up there. That's the break point for high speed being plus. I mean, again, I realize these numbers are a moment in time. So as other people develop their cars, as we develop our cars, these numbers are going to be different. But it's just kind of a goal. It's just a target, really, and it's just that's all it really means for me. So I think we go with something like that. We're not reducing the engine cooling quite as much. We're really maxing out the drag reduction and the airflow, though. I think this is okay. And we're definitely going to get more than 5% from our side pods. All right. This is a 10-day part. So for Miami, we'd have to get it in 31 days, which we are already going to get that in 20 days. And we can get 2 parts in for Miami. Which, in fact, we can actually get 1 part in for Baku. And 1 part, the other one would be for Miami. That might be the way to go. I mean, we could have moved some stuff around with the rear wing and things like that, but... I don't know, getting this chassis out would be nice. All right, go to race prep. I mean, I think we're going to plug in the same performance targets like we have been and hope that we're just going to start slowly but surely start getting a little bit better. I'm going to keep it on 14th for now. Maybe I should drop it to 15th, but we had fastest lap once. Until I start seeing it repeat a little bit, though, we're not going to do that. I am going to drop this down to 2. I just don't trust that. I want to boost it up higher. I just don't think we're quite there yet. We do have front wings now, right? We do have a front wing, so we can put that on car 1. Make sure, what else do we do? We do rear wings? We did do rear wings. We can put this on both cars, because unless we crash in practice, which now that I say that, we're going to do that, we can't replace it during the race anyway, so I think that's fine. Side pods, same thing. Unless something bad happens during practice or qualifying, this is going to be a fine part to have. Underfloor is good on both, and the suspension we don't have yet, so all good there. Much bigger jump there. Look at that. Our cornering is now up in the 10s. DRS effectiveness is number 1. Brake engine cooling is boosted up quite a bit. So yeah, we're getting some good boosts in a lot of good places now, and that's just a couple parts, right? We still got plenty more parts coming.
It's wonderful to be
Cloudy, clear skies, cloudy. Balanced circuit. This is not a sprint one. When's the next sprint one? Sprint one's I don't remember. I think it's the next. It's either the next race or the one after that. I can't remember exactly though. All right, let me get practice and qualifying taken care of, and we'll be right back. All right, qualifying went okay. As you can see, we did get BOTTAS into 9th place overall. Looking all right. Although comparing his car to Verstappen. Oh, well, okay, I should clarify something. Comparing Verstappen to anybody else's car is insane, because even compared to the other Red Bull car, he's almost half a second ahead of him. Like, it's insane. But we are still a decent margin behind some of these guys up here at the top right. We're getting closer to, like, Mercedes down here, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the race, but getting a little bit better. Oh, and Piastri 13th, I think. We'll check that in a second, but I think he qualified 13th. He did make it to Q2. All right, what we got here? 21-second pit stop. That's not bad. And pretty big difference between medium and hard. So if we can avoid hards at all possible, that would be ideal. Piastri's 12th. I'm sorry. All right, cool. So avoid hards. Avoid hards. We did have to put on a new gearbox for BOTTAS because his other gearbox did drop down into the yellow spot during practice, but that's okay. We'll just have to use that for practice going forward. So like I said, I want to avoid hards, so it would probably be something like this strategy. Well, okay, let's do this first. Let's plug this strategy in and just push as much as we can. Looks like we can't push that much, but something like that. Is that better than pushing this one? Apparently this one's actually slightly better, of all things. All right, something like that. And then what if we did change this strategy and let's do mediums on the middle stint and softs on the final stint. Okay, we can't push all the way, especially not with him because he did run his tires down at the end there. So, big difference there. Yeah, probably have to be something like that. Something like that. All right, so what's the difference here? Okay, actually this, I'm surprised because the hards are just not as good, but apparently the fact that they last longer makes up the difference. And yeah, the extra pit stop, I mean, it's slower. So yeah, there's no way we're going to do that. We're going to run this one then. Looks fine to me. All right, you are going to probably just flip-flop. Honestly, though, do we actually expect it? Well, just in case. We'll flip-flop them. You're going to start with the hards and go to the mediums. I think we decided that pushing the hards was slightly more efficient. Wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't actually switch to it. 11912 versus 119. Yeah, they're both the same. Cool. This looks good. Everything else looks okay. Push that all the way up. Doubt there's any reason to put more fuel in, but really just not, I don't think. All right, we'll go with this. Yeah, I guess I will get into this now. We'll bring you guys back. Hopefully at the end of the race, because that means nothing happened. Because it's not fun bringing you guys back when bad things happen. But we'll come back either way. Well, I'm back, and I guess you know what that means. BOTTAS is out. What is going on with BOTTAS this season? He is out. This is the second race out of 3 that he has crashed out.
Now this was at turn 3. Cutting it so close. And there, the cars make contact. And that won't do their confidence any good.
Oh, BOTTAS. Please tell me you didn't damage our... Like, the aerial part's fine, but did you damage our engines and stuff? Can we see that? Well, we can't see that here. We'll have to check it afterwards. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe he did that. I mean, Piastri's already pitting, so nothing's going to change with that. That was already the plan. What is going on with these error? We're getting a lot of errors early in the season right now, and I don't know why. We actually have less error chance than we did last season, and yet for some reason, we've got an error in every race so far. Like, what has changed? No idea. Yeah, no idea. Oh well, we'll play it out. I mean, we're obviously still gonna be fastest DHL pit stop. I'm not super concerned about that, but it's just a little bit annoying. It's actually a lot of it annoying. What am I saying? Wait till the tires get heated up before we really push this. And we're in VSC anyway, so it's not really going to make that much difference. Slim, very slim chance that Piastri with better tires than Albon can get past him. And what I was going to say is a very slim chance he can get into 10th. I think he can definitely get past Albon. I just don't think it can catch 10th. They're on too good of a tires right now. And we're not going to be able to push the entire way. They're just too far ahead. It's all right. All right. We'll go ahead and full on the deploy. See what we can get going here. Come on, I think we still catch Albon. Let's go. Maybe. No, maybe not. We're right behind him. We should be okay now. Tires actually might last until the end after all, because obviously with the virtual safety car. So we'll play this out for now. There, okay, we got past Albon. I think we can keep going. We can start gapping him here in a moment. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. I just don't think we're not catching Ocon with his faster tires, I don't think. Maybe we will. No, not 13 seconds. There's no way. I was looking at his 2.5 seconds per second there. And I got confused for a moment. But no, there's no way we catch 13 and a half seconds with 15 left. Not unless we had faster tires. Now, if we were on softs and he wasn't, maybe. But we're not, so. Well, not really much else to do then. We're kind of in the middle of the by ourselves, so we'll just run this out as is. On the tires, I mean, if they start to degrade quickly, we need to adjust. But for now, We're just going to keep pushing the way we are. I mean, we'll be happy with 11th, I guess. I mean, obviously would have been really nice to get points. But unfortunately, the 2 cars that went out are 2 cars that were behind us. Actually, BOTTAS, before he crashed out, was behind Piastri because he spun out at the very, very beginning of the race and just could never get back into the pack. I mean, he didn't like damage anything, but he was just so far back that he couldn't get back into the DRS zones or anything like that. I mean, he had just barely gotten back into the pack at the time that he crashed there, actually. All right, let's go back to neutral for now. And we'll go back to balance for now. And actually, we're going to go ahead and pull it down aggressive. I'd rather just make sure we finish okay. Like I said, there's no catching it here or anything like that. It's all right. We ran a good race and 11th place. I mean, I feel pretty good about 11th place.
Max Verstappen,
not bad at all. We're not far off, you know, 10th maybe. We're, you know, I don't think we're miles away. I mean, 14 seconds is a lot, but I think that's I think it's still, we weren't not terribly far away. And truth be told, Piastri has not got our better parts. BOTTAS, we've been putting better parts on BOTTAS, and he's crashed him out twice. So maybe we should start focusing on Piastri at this point. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with BOTTAS. Obviously still, we only got one there, but we are still very much the fastest here. So nothing too worried about. That's one good thing BOTTAS did for us there, is he got a fastest pit stop. Did get some we did get all of these though, except for obviously the finish position streak, but actually, why didn't we get that one? What was that streak? What was it? If it was 15th or higher, we should have gotten it, so I'll have to double check to see what that was. There's a manufacturer on a rear wing. There's some more performance gains for Piastri up into the 80s. Good stuff for that. Obviously, we got to repair a lot of car parts. Very frustrating, of course. So we're going to get the underfloor sooner without costing us anything? Yes, please. As if I could, like, no, please, just set it off to the side for a week so that we can get back on the right deadline. Oh, goodness. Do we have a spare chassis? We do have one spare chassis right now. So very likely we'll need to build us another one. We do have a pair of front wings. Only a pair. We'll need more. We do have one of each of these, so we do need more of those. And then suspension, just down to the last 2. Wow. Yeah. I mean, we definitely have some stuff to manufacture at this point. So we're going to get another couple of front wings and some side pod stuff, right? So that's all fine. I mean, we definitely need... Are we researching a chassis right now? Chassis, underfloor, rear wing, side pods. Okay. So we'll hold off on the chassis. It's going to be a gamble, but we'll hold off on the chassis. We're going to be getting the front wing here in a moment, so that's going to be fine. We are getting another rear wing here soon, so we're going to hold off on that one if we can. Side pods were coming up as well, and then underfloor as well. So we're going to hold off on all these. But we will go ahead and craft a suspension, I think. Just to make sure we have a spare one of these available. All right, cool. Let's get that going. And I guess that's it. I guess that's our second race of the episode. I was going to only do 2 races this season, if at all possible. So we'll go ahead and put a cut in there when we come back. We got Azerbaijan in 25 days. Should have quite a few more parts coming in by then. So hopefully soon we start getting into a point where, well, first off, we don't crash the car anymore. But second off, we can actually start competing for some points. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.